Hi, I'm Sean Higgins, and I'm with Eric McNeil, a famous fund manager for the elite athletes of the world. I'm here in the Cooperative Sneaker Store. Oh my goodness. I have literally never seen this many cool sneakers before. I've got my new digs on. I saw Eric here. Eric and I go all the way back to Las Vegas. We're at an event together, and I thought, what an opportunity to actually talk to a person that manages money to literally star athletes all over the country. And really what I want to talk about is, because what works at that high level, Eric, works with people, well, what I call normal people like you and I. What are some of the things that you attribute successful management? Because let me preface this. A lot of people think, oh, athletes, you manage their money, just oodles is coming in there. They've got a unique situation.
Right.
They've got a very short window of time that they're going to be playing.
Correct.
There's a lot of money that's going to be coming in, and then that's over.
Yep.
And so you got to be really, really, really good. So if you're talking to our students out there that are making it out there, they're making things happen, what is some of the best advice you can give off the cuff that normally conventional people just trying to save money wouldn't hear?
Yeah. Well, the most important time to start was probably 10 years ago.
Always.
And the second most important time is today.
Right.
Right. And the whole thing is consistency. Because like you said, with these athletes, it's like, it's a short window, but what people don't talk about is it's not guaranteed.
Right.
Unlike most sports, you're going to get fully guaranteed contracts. These guys can be playing for a year, 2 years. They haven't hit that 4-year minimum in the league to where they have everything vested. They can get hurt and that can be done. They can never see another paycheck, right? And so for me, it's just being consistent and disassociating the emotion from the money, right? And so,
how do you mean by disassociating yourself from the money? Explain that.
Yeah, so like the emotion, right? So like never put in money that you can't afford to lose,
Got it.
ever.
Okay.
Right? And even if someone says this is a guaranteed return,
Run.
doesn't matter. Exactly, right? And even at that,
Get your sneakers on and run.
Yeah, go to Cooperative, get some sneakers, and get out of there. No, but really, it's taking the emotion out of it. Okay, like there's a lot of books out there. There's a lot of people that talk about money, and that's the biggest thing. Is number one, being super consistent, being disciplined, and don't put more than you can afford to lose. Right? So like, I always tell people, look, have 3 to 5 months of expenses liquid in your savings. If you're a business owner, maybe 6 to 12, right? You need to operate for a year. But as an individual, 3 to 5 months, put the rest to work.
Right.
Okay. Because if not, it's just sitting in there. This last year, we went through 9% of inflation.
Oof.
So you're losing money no matter what.
Yeah.
So people
gotta get it to work for you.
Exactly. And so people will say, like, if I invest money, I can lose. It's like a 50-50. But if you leave it in your savings,
You're already
it's 100% you're going to lose. Like you don't stand a chance. And so at the very least, try to put the money to work. And like, look, here's the thing. I've seen a lot of people like in my network who have tried to invest money and they lost. And then they think, how can I get my money back? And I'm never going to do this again.
That's their trigger, and that's their well. And I talk to people about that with real estate. If you're not out there getting training and you're not getting proficient at real estate investing, and your first deal doesn't go bad, that's your barometer. That's your point. When in fact, really, you need to get professionals like yourself to figure that out. And I mean, but if I'm doing 10 deals and one goes bad, all of a sudden that's not a big deal because there's the ups and downs of the market.
Right. And it's like continuing to get your at bats, right? Because again, if you have one bad deal and you decide to never invest again, you are going to lose. You won't win, right? And so make more money. Like we were talking about this earlier, like there's few things that can be solved, that cannot be solved by just making more money.
Right.
Like play offense, stop playing defense. You don't need to you can't save your way to be a millionaire. You have to put that money to work. You have to hit a couple home runs. But guess what? When you swing for the fences, you're probably going to strike out a time or two. So just know that like make calculated risks. A few aren't going to pan out. The majority should. And if you can stick to that and you're consistent and you're kind of like just a good steward with that money, it'll end up good for you.
So putting this on a bumper stick, have a long-term perspective on it, be consistent, and put your head down and make it happen.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's the law of attraction. If you're constantly seeking ways to win, you're going to win.
Yes.
And so like if you get burned on a deal and you cry about it, and you just try to spend all your attention on getting the money back, you're going to lose. But if you think, okay, I'm going to learn from this mistake, I'm going to make more money, and I'm going to vet the deal better next time.
Right.
And then I'm going to put that money to work, and you'll most likely win.
Well, I had a situation where a bunch of students and I went to an auction this week on Tuesday, and there wasn't a lot of properties there. There's only 17 properties there, and some of them got bid up. There was a couple of them really good, but the month before that, there was 58 properties there. So if they have that one experience and there's only 17 properties, this is how it is. No, that's not how it is. You have to get at bat a bunch of times. That's fantastic. Eric, let's talk about debt. I think this is probably one of the most misinformed or perspective on becoming wealthy out there. There's good debt and there's bad debt. Can you share a little bit of, because you and I have similar philosophies on that?
Yeah. And again, I just say this as my experience.
Right.
Clients that I've helped and myself, this is what's worked.
Right.
And so I am all about playing offense. And if that means using debt to play offense, do it. Right. Like you said, good and bad debt. Your home, that's a fantastic place to have debt. If you have equity in your house,
Pull it out.
you're an idiot.
I got videos
you
on it.
should
They know
never
that.
have equity in your house. I'm so glad that we're like on the same page. It's
Dude,
like,
that's like burying money in your backyard and hoping
Yes.
nobody comes out. I mean, you're just literally
Yes.
nothing's happening with it.
Yes.
Get
And
that
so-
HELOC, pull it
oh
out,
my gosh,
do a deal.
I can't explain that. So like even this last year when things were soaring, right? My house was up. Candidly, is like I don't know, it was like $250,000 or 300,000, right? And it was at the peak. And I was like telling my wife, we need to pull this money out. She's like, well, why? What do we need it for? I'm like,
We don't know.
I don't know, but I'm going to want to take that out
Right.
because look, at the end of the day, the house can come back down. And so, yeah, I have all this equity in my house. I might be worth X, but guess what? Tomorrow it could be nothing.
So pull it out and put it to work.
Pull the
again.
money. We pulled all that out. And we bought like 2 rental properties.
So here's the let's talk about that whole law of attraction. Not having the ability to take advantage of a deal because you don't have any money when there's $300,000 sitting in your
house.
backyard that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's just not informed. And so unfortunately, we've talked about, in this society of ours that debt is bad, debt is bad. There is a lot of bad debt out there. If you're just going out and going, I want a new Tesla because it seems cool and my payment's $1,000 a month. Well, that doesn't make a lot of
Yeah.
sense. I'd rather buy a 3/4 ton truck. Okay, that gives me a 179 exclusion, write the whole darn thing off. And I mean, there's all these things. So the second half of this is talk about being informed. I mean, if you want to learn how to make big money, the biggest key is educating yourself.
Yeah.
Where does a person start in that area?
So, well, I always say, like, yeah, you can start with YouTube University. I mean, there are so many millionaires made from YouTube, right? There's a lot of people who have been through it and they just want to teach.
Right.
And so just get informed in that way. That's like for people with social anxiety. The best way to do it is what you and I are doing.
Right.
We met at a mastermind in Vegas.
Right.
I live here in Utah. I don't even know where you live. Like, you're always on the road, man.
We just literally have to run. And he goes, I know
It's
you.
like, we like ran into each other. Like we set up an event to go together in Miami. We met in Vegas.
Yeah.
You're from California. I'm in
Yeah.
Utah.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
we're constantly getting out, right?
But you know what the reason is? It's because we surround ourselves with the right people. Eric.
Right.
I mean, we literally were having lunch together because a friend of ours introduced us to get again, and we both looked at each other and we finally just go, we know each other.
It's been a while, but I've seen you.
So it's funny because you had that big event on the boat. There was going to be a
Yes.
bunch of athletes there. I wanted to be there so badly, but it was just didn't fit with my schedule, and so we had to figure out another time to do it. And by the way, Eric will be at our event that we're holding here.
Yes.
Right behind this wall is a huge event that we're going to have the HIT reunion, if you will, here in June. So, if you see this, get some tickets for that and you'll make it happen. Any parting shots here? Anything that you want them to know? What's that one thing you'd like them to take away?
Oh man, you got to believe in yourself. Okay, you can make it happen. No one else is stopping you but you. So you just got to keep taking those bats, man. Like swing for the fences every time. You're going to strike out a few times, dust it off, and get back to the plate.
There you go. It's Sean Higgins, Eric, sitting in the Cooperative Sneaker Store. I got my new
Oh yeah.
digs on here, and we're looking pretty badass. We'll see you. Peace out.